Episode 375, as we are the main event tonight. Because ain't nothing else entertaining on your airways but the Flex On Podcast, only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. The crew is all here. We're breaking down the week that was, week 18, and looking ahead to the wild card weekend, super wild card weekend in the NFL. We get goofy with Cravante. We talk about Black Monday in the NFL. And we break down this college football national championship shellacking as a team is going back to back for the first time since 2009. Make sure you guys vote on the poll. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Hit the like button. Hit the bell. It's the Flex On Podcast, episode 375, coming to you live right after this. Hitting them harder than Tank Davis did on Saturday night down in D.C. It's the Flex On Podcast, fellas. Only place giving you sports how you want it.
When you need
it.
And I believe there was goofiness going on. I think there was goofiness going on down there in your hometown, Cravante. Meek Mill was fighting. There's a lot of goofiness I heard down in D.C. during Tank's fight. Who's goofy in his own right?
As always.
Episode 375, we are live. The best show on Monday nights, better than the national championship and better than Monday Night for the Flex On Podcast. Black Monday, Super Wild Card Weekend, Ravens, Commanders wrap up their regular season as one is heading to the playoffs. We got a goofy with Cravante and, of course, national championship. Looks like Hammer is dancing out in L.A., much like Big Raj up there, who will start the festivities today. Social media producer, new banner, plenty of videos, shorts, poll, all types of good stuff. And we'll be live one more time, Raj, at least one more week for another Ravens postgame show. My brother, how you feel?
Let the ass whipping commence, because Big Raj is in the building. Yes, I am here. This national championship game is a complete wash. TCU. Such a terrible shame. But hey, your boy is here, ready to rock and roll and talk some sports, baby.
This next man, even though his team season is over, we still will salute him 24/7, 365. It's the Commander Laureate and the captain of the Goofy ship, the captain of your Commanders, baby. 8-1, baby. They didn't go under 500. He's calling it.
If there's going to be a silver lining, sure. It's not a losing season, so I guess. Me and Byron, 10 was the target, and 10 was reachable. It was absolutely in reach. But the Washington teams going to do what those Washington teams do. We'll get into it a little bit later because they did finish on a high note. So like I said, we'll get into it a little bit later. Y'all know I love Monday nights. Back at it in the Flex Zone Cave. And God damn, that national championship is hard to watch, man. God damn,
Is it safe to say Georgia covered?
My heaven, they got off the bus covering. They got off the bus covering that. I think it was like 13.5, 2 touchdowns, which seems like a lot in the beginning, but TCU did not get off the bus. I'll say it to say the least.
This next man not only gets on the bus, he drives it, owns it, and operates it. He is the tribal chief of the Flex Zone Podcast. He is the head of the Flex Zone table. He is the super producer. He is the pride of the East Side. He is the roster man. He is Mr. International. He is the dean of Balsall Hall University, who's taking his team to another playoff trip. So he is Lamar's agent. He is the right hand. He is the whole hand. He is the straw that stirs the drink. The more phenomenal than AJ Styles, the A-lister, and the man himself, Drizzy Dre. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, Thank you. They know. Yes. Go to the next one.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Appreciate y'all tuning in each and every week. And I'm really excited for the Flex Zone because I got some great news actually before the national championship game. I think y'all all know about it.
Well, at this point, anything is better than the national championship game. Flex Zone on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, the Flex Zone Podcast. Shout out to Lamar on the TikTok, Flex Zone Podcast.
What's going
Cash
on?
App, the Flex Zone 1, flexzone1 at gmail.com. We hit all the bases. Let's get to it. Episode 375. Let's start with some good news, some positivity in this crazy, crazy world. As Damar Hamlin, news broke earlier, the brother is back in Buffalo to continue his recovery. So he is back safe and sound. Prayers up. The prayers have been answered, really uniting the whole world, surprisingly. And we were alive here last week. It was a somber tone, somber feeling. Dre, I think you actually broke the news, so I actually heard it from you first. How you feeling, brother? We did a video on the channel as well. You guys can check it out. Flex on Podcast. How you feeling, brother? This is a good way to start the week.
No, I mean it's a great way to start the week. I mean, compared to what we were feeling last week, continued prayers for that brother and his healing. But last week we were really nervous about Damar Hamlin and his health, but you saw that he was slowly progressing, and now he's released from the hospital. So it's great news. But it's also a time where we also need to reflect about our game of football as well, and or any contact sport or anything, because this can happen in hockey, this has happened in baseball, but football, I mean, this is a rare thing to happen. So we need to reevaluate the game. I mean, eventually the NFL will definitely, take this into consideration. But I mean, the most important thing is Damar Hamlin. He is released from the hospital, but I know in the offseason the NFL will um, probably take some looks into this and seeing what else they can do to make the game safer.
Raj,
Run the world, Raj.
Raj, go ahead, brother. As you
No,
are,
hey! It's not about Damar Hamlin. It's
We
about
know it's not about Damar Hamlin, but
it's
just get it
another touchdown for the Georgia Bulldogs.
behind whooping.
Oh man, but it is fantastic news about Damar Hamlin. We was very sad last week, as you said, Dre. So glad that the brother is doing very well and he's transported back to Buffalo. Shout out to his peoples, and shout out to the Buffalo Bills. For stopping that game last week and making sure that brother was okay, so he can make a full recovery. But I gotta disagree with you on one thing, man. I don't think the game needs to be reevaluated. I think that, I mean, this is the first time we ever seen this. It's not like it's happening all over, all the time. So I'm not gonna go that far with it. Hopefully they come up with more better equipment, maybe more padding, so that something like that won't happen again. But I'm just not going to go as far as they need to investigate and all this other nonsense. No, the game is soft enough.
I
Okay,
mean,
it's soft.
it,
So we can continue to keep going
no,
forward.
I was saying that the NFL will probably do something. Whenever incidences like this happen, the NFL will look into it, seeing what they can do to make the game softer. I mean,
You said it. There you go. Softer. Yes.
to make the game safer. But that's just it's just what it's the times we live in.
I get it. I understand. I get it. But like I said before, man, I'm glad that the brother is okay. I'm glad he's doing all right. Hopefully he makes a full recovery. And the one thing, the great thing is that NFL is going to pay for his entire salary.
Yeah.
So that's great.
So,
Team's going to pay. So
Awesome.
that's wonderful news, because he's on injured reserve right now, so he's not coming back this season. And we can go from there, man. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, you're right. They probably will, talk about in the off season, come up with some new fangled rule or equipment or whatever to make the game safer. But shout out to Damar Hamlin again. Glad that you're doing very well, brother.
real quick, Cravante, before you go, hit the like button if you're just joining us. Tune in. We do this every Monday. We're here all throughout the week. If you're new, subscribe. Hit the like button. Helps us out. Cost you nothing. And, of course, vote on our poll. A lot of wild card exits I see for the Ravens. Not a lot of faith hitting into this week, but we'll get to that in a second. Cravante, how you feeling, brother? Damar back in Buffalo.
Man, it was a relief when we were able to hear the progression that he was making, and now he's able to leave the hospital, man. Because my gosh, I was concerned. Okay, to say the absolute least. I was praying for the brother and his family, Buffalo Bills, everybody who was traumatized by what had transpired, and so it's nothing but an absolute blessing to him and his family that he's able to, continue living. You know what I'm saying? Because, we get caught up in the sports and the whole football thing when in totality, it's really insignificant. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, these players are only playing football for a short amount of time compared to the rest of their life. And that this little bit of time should not greatly affect the back end of their lives. And hopefully he makes a full recovery. If he makes it back to football, cool. If he doesn't, that's fine too. But absolutely, great news, phenomenal news. Because last week was pretty rough in the sports world. Even for people to do their regular sporting jobs, it was rough because everything seemed so insignificant. But we are very much professionals, and we had jobs to do, and I feel like everybody did it to the best of their ability. So, applause to everybody for making it through. To Dre's point, to Dre and Rogers' points, every year the NFL should evaluate and reevaluate everything from the goofy rules that they make up and then take out and then make up again to of course, the safety of the equipment. Those things should be evaluated regardless, and anything to help improve the safety. I know Dre said some other things to improve the safety. Absolutely should be implemented, but unfortunately, there are, and we are familiar that there are oxygen, on the sidelines because hey, man, it get kind of crazy for athletes when they go back to the sidelines after banging heads for 8 to 15 minutes per time. But I think whatever they feel like, I don't think we should do nothing. Oh my gosh, we gotta do something. We gotta do something. Continue to evaluate what you have and make it better. The NFL should be doing that on an annual basis. Every time March come around when a new season starts, hey, what can we do to make this game better? What can we do to make this game safer? Those should happen no matter what happens throughout the year. Because I mean, hell, between Tua and Mr. Hamlin, my gosh, something definitely has to be done. Now, is it the equipment or is it the protocols? Maybe both. But those are things that should be evaluated on an annual basis, which I think the NFL should absolutely do.
One thing I'm hearing, Cravante, is this is just a rumor. Maybe I came up with it. I don't have a source. If you are in concussion protocol, you automatically miss the next week. So it's just one thing that could be thrown around, possibly.
That should happen. I'm cool with that. Again, Tua point right to Tua and how they absolutely handle that. Just take it out of everybody's hands and say, hey, you go in concussion protocol. I don't care if you pass the test, whatever goofy test they do. You're not playing next week. Just because, and don't leave it up to no neurologist, the head coach, doctor. No concussion. You got to go through that testing or whatever. You're not playing next week. Because we can't keep playing this game because there's so many players that's retired that still having problems for when they played. And just because they're not playing no more, we haven't forgotten about them. You know what I'm saying? The NFL needs to do a better job. If anything, the NFL needs to do a better job with taking care of them and helping them make the best their last not their last, but make their remaining years, as healthy and as healthy as it can be. $1 billion industry, you gotta take better care of the players, especially those who made the NFL, what it is.
Well, let us know your thoughts on the Damar Hamlin progress and good news. Check out our video as we did on the channel. And of course, keep praying for the brother as he recovers and on his road to recovery as well. But from good news to, I guess, expected somber, they call it Black Monday. It means basically coaches getting fired. And in a lot of cases, most of them was already fired or got fired after the game.
Listen. Can somebody out there or one of us, when we get the opportunity, figure out how many head coaches have been fired in season? Like, what's the record for coaches being fired in season? Because I feel like let me say, ever since I've been paying attention to that, I haven't seen it. And we had four firings in season. I want to say.
I know Indy. I know.
So I know Matt Rule, Frank Wright,
Denver. Oh yeah,
Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah. And then the Panthers head coach too. He got fired.
Yeah, Matt Rule.
Yeah. So was that 3?
Yeah.
And I mean, Lovie Smith. I mean, technically, he made it through he made it through the season, but he did make it a Black Monday, so it's weird.
That one was ridiculous because he only got fired, I think, because he won the damn game.
I think he was getting fired.
Yes, Drake. Yes.
So this black man then got fired twice off of some bull drive because he was winning in Chicago and got fired, and then he wins the last game with the Texans as they're turning it around, and they fired.
I mean, all of his fires was BS. He got fired in Tampa Bay after having a number 1 pick with Jameis Winston his first year.
Well, let's go over the firings real quick. Our boy Cliff Kingsbury, Cavante, he gone in Arizona.
He should have been fired in season.
In season, yeah.
He should have been fired in season.
I think Lovie Smith was fired probably as soon as they landed the plane. He gone from Houston. And don't forget, Dre, they had David Culley, former Ravens receivers coach, another black guy they fired the year before. Broncos fired Nathaniel Hackett in season. Colts fired Frank Wright in season. Will Jeff Saturday be the coach? I doubt it.
Stop it. Should not even be considered.
Carolina Panthers, Matt Rule. Matt Rule did fantastic. Steve Wilkes did fantastic.
Matt Rule did fantastic.
I was trying to think about Steve Wilkes. He's not getting the job, but he deserves an opportunity.
Wait a minute. I know we're talking about this, but I know we're talking about the NFL right now. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a thorough ass whooping. I've never seen. I mean, it's one thing to get your ass beat, but this is a thorough whooping. Like you would have thought that they owed them money. He missed the field. He missed the extra point, and they still up by damn near 10 times the amount. What in the entire?
Hey yo, Byron. Georgia covered the over by themselves.
Like at some point, the mercy rule has to kick in.
No mercy. Whoop their ass.
No. Forget that mercy stuff. Everybody needs to remember. So when y'all do these damn playoffs, y'all remember this.
Yes, please remember this. Because
this. Nah. Don't look away either. Don't look away.
This is utterly ridiculous.
My heavens, 65. Jesus Christ.
How do you
blow it up? Blow it up.
It blow it up. He said blow it up. Oh man.
Look at this ass whooping, man. This is a disgrace. This right here.
Oh shit, he's blowing the numbers up.
17, 21, 14, 13. My God.
That's a disgrace.
Jesus.
They haven't scored since the first quarter.
We'll just keep that in the background for now. But real quick, I want to get these coaches so we can. Dre, any of these stand out to you? Sean Payton, he might be coming back. I don't know what the hell's going on with him. I think Denver wants to interview him. I wouldn't go to Denver. Saints want to first.
Denver is casting a wide net, Byron.
Yeah,
Like
Sean McVay may step down. So there's a lot of goofiness going on.
So what I'm hearing with the Denver situation is that if the job is offered to Jim Harbaugh at $20 million per year, if Jim Harbaugh doesn't take the job, there's also an offer to Sean Payton for about 25 mil per year. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Will Jim Harbaugh leave Michigan and come back to the NFL? Will Sean Payton come back? The Chargers job, I mean, I've heard that he's very interested in that. I've heard that he's also interested in coaching Lamar Jackson. So there's a lot of different scenarios as far as Sean Payton. He has his pick of the litter. And I think that Jim Harbaugh, certain jobs are out there. I think Jim Harbaugh could actually be good in Denver. But we'll have to see what happens with as far as that situation. I think the Denver job is actually a pretty good job. I don't think that I'm gonna give it another year before I say that Russ is washed. I already how I feel about Lovie Smith being fired. I don't think that I hate every time, like Cavante said, he gets fired because it's so unjust each and every time, and that's a damn good coach.
I feel bad for Whitebeard. I feel bad for him.
I do too.
No, you know what? It's BS, but it's over. Like he can go rest now. Like I'm sure he's done with football. Like
who Whitebeard?
Yeah,
he can go play. He can go play Santa Claus now.
The Jackson State
grandkids. Yes.
The Jackson State already hired somebody. Yeah, they hired somebody.
Yeah, they hired their offensive coordinator. He
became promoted. Yeah.
The other firings, and there might be more. I mean,
there will be more.
The Cardinals job, we knew that that he should have been gone. I'm iffy about I think the Raiders is another job where you still should give it some time. Give Josh McDaniels that time, but you said get him out of there.
Get him out of there. He over his head too, and this is his second stint.
I think you're right, but I want to.
But no, the Raiders they can be patient in spots, but they like Josh McDaniels. So
my only issue with them is the whole Derek Carr situation, how they're handling it. I don't like that because I think Derek Carr that's about to be a mess because if Derek Carr leaves and then Devontae Adams is going to want to leave,
check this out. Byron, Raj, Dre.
Yo.
I will take Derek Carr.
and we'll take Devontae Adams.
You know what though? They're a combined package, y'all. They're not. I just don't see them.
I don't think so, Dre.
No, they're not a combined package.
I don't think so. Devontae always wanted to play with the Raiders. It just so happens that his man's was there at the time. But
yes,
Devontae always wanted to play with the Raiders.
We'll give up all our draft picks this year for Devontae Adams. Yes.
Just for Devontae.
We already got 2 of them for Roquan. So go get Roquan, got Devontae, sign Lamar, sign everybody, damn it.
So Dre, is there anybody you're surprised that got fired this year?
No. Because I think everybody deserved to get fired. I think if anything that surprised me was Jeff Saturday being hired as the Colts head coach.
Sure.
Because I really thought that was a joke. I seriously was like, yeah, I thought that was something that some rumor that somebody had on Twitter or something, but no, that I think the firings don't surprise me because to be honest, like I said, outside of Lovie Smith, I don't think that any of those guys needed to be coaching anymore. And I think that, like Rod said, there still might be some more because I still have some questions about the Chargers head coach right now.
He should be. Well, he's not getting.
I hope the Jags wash them. I hope they get washed, like something like the Bulldogs and the Horned Frogs. I hope Jacksonville dog walk them.
I think that
I think
I think your team, Washington. I think that Ron Rivera needs to go. I think that the Ravens I think
Mike McCarthy.
Man, I'm not ready to say Mike McCarthy yet.
If they get washed in wild card, Jerry Jones get him out of here, yo.
Well,
He's a
I
good
don't,
coach, though.
Sean Payton.
I don't think he should have been the head coach anyway. To me, so
He's a good coach. It's not his fault. It's Dak. That's who it
Yeah.
is.
He ain't no damn good coach. He ain't no damn
Press-
good
I'll
coach.
take
Rob.
press-
He's a good
offensive
coach, not damn good. And I think
Look,
that
they can fire him. They can fire him and send him as offensive coordinator here.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
I don't
Please.
think we would mind that. And I think the
And they
other
can
one,
get Sean Payton. They can go get Sean Payton.
I think that the Ravens. I'm not ready to say John Harbaugh should be fired, but I am ready to say that his seat should be starting to get warm.
There's only one person I want fired,
We know
and he's not a head coach.
Everybody in Baltimore.
His name is
wants
Greg
to win.
Roman. That's the only person I care about. That I want gone. I want his ass gone next week. Gone.
His ass needs to be
Period.
gone today.
I wish he. Well, we got playoff game coming up,
Man,
but after next week he can go.
forget that game.
Well, he might have one more week, but we'll get to that.
We will see.
Raj, how you feeling about these coaches, man? Any of these, man?
I don't give a damn about none of these coaches. I'm not even gonna lie to you. The only person I care about is Greg Roman. He's been hindering me for the last couple years. Everybody else, yeah, they deserve to get fired. You know, Whitebeard. I'm not surprised at that. He was just a fill-in. The Houston organization ought to be ashamed of themselves, firing 2 black coaches back to back. It doesn't surprise me at all, especially what they did with that Deshaun Watson situation. But that's neither here nor there. The situation in Indianapolis with Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Thursday, he should no business being the coach either, which is ridiculous. And other than that, yeah, a lot of other people deserve to get fired. I mean, this is what we live for, especially on Black Monday. If you ain't getting the job done, you're gonna get the axe. And Uncle Cliffy was just a part of that. Sorry, Mr. Kingsbury, but your time was up. It was up.
Can he be an offensive coordinator for the Ravens?
No,
ball a lot though.
No, he cannot.
Okay, all right.
No, he's gonna get Lamar killed. I know.
Okay.
You see who's hurt right now, right?
Yeah,
he's out for the year now.
That wasn't his fault though.
Oh, it wasn't.
That was just a freak play. It was a freak play. That was a freak play.
Okay.
Last time I remember the team being healthy with D-Hop and Collar, they actually won the playoffs. But go ahead, Cravante. Any final thoughts? I'm just saying.
I would like to add Ron Rivera to the list.
Riverboat.
Who would you want to replace him, though, Cravante? It's always who's next.
I'm gonna wait for all the firings to happen, and then I'll reevaluate. But it's a couple. It's not plentiful. Let's say that. But I'm over the Ron Rivera experience. But again, it's more than just him that's wrong with this organization. But to the firings, Matt Rule being fired was absolutely on point because they took all after the firing and after the getting rid of McCaffrey and Baker Mayfield, they took off. And was it Robbie Anderson? Yeah. Took off. Absolutely took off after that. Frank Wright, I'm a little surprised that it was in season. So early, that one came out of nowhere. But I get it. My thing is, I felt like the GM should have went right behind him, which is why, just how the Cardinals did, relieve the head coach and the GM. That's what I thought should have happened with the Colts. But somehow just Frank Wright was the scapegoat. I didn't like that. Who else? Cliff Kingsbury. I thought he should have been fired right after Frank Wright. He's been underachieving. Byron, he's been underachieving since the beginning. He's had great starts, terrible finishes. And this time he has a terrible start, and then he still finishes terribly. He should have been fired in season. Nathaniel Hackett should have been fired week 4. Nathaniel Hackett lasted 8 weeks too long. Because we saw week 1 that he was in over his head. Had to hire a damn somebody to do clock management for him. Like, what the hell? Hell are we talking about?
He couldn't hack it.
He absolutely not. Oh, and also, so yeah, everybody deserved to get fired. Well, Lovie Smith didn't deserve to get fired, but we saw the writing on the wall. And did y'all hear that the Browns wanna look into Brian Flores for the DC position?
Oh,
So
okay.
getting rid of one brother for another brother, basically. Okay.
I guess.
That-
But
their-
Sometimes you got to rotate brothers, you know.
Their head coaches, their DC was already black, but whatever.
You got to rotate brothers. That's what you got to do.
I think, and it would suck because usually this doesn't happen for our white counterparts, but I think that'll be a good opportunity for Brian Flores to jump back in because it's going to be tough for him to get back into head coaching. So
yeah, no owner's going to trust him.
So, I think him getting back into being a DC, and also the Browns offense is, pretty good. It's probably going to be pretty good next year with the running game plus Deshaun Watson with the full training camp, and let Brian Flores take over the defense. Who knows? Who knows? So, I'm hoping for the best for Brian Flores and him, unfortunately, getting knocked down the ladder and climbing back up.
I do want to see possibly Leslie Frazier get a job. Buffalo, DC. I know he had a head coaching stint before. I know not a lot of black coaches in the NFL. He probably would be at the top of my list of diversity hires, to say the least. Leslie Frazier. I'm gonna just throw that name.
But hold up, can we finally get Eric B. Enemy a job? Can he?
Yeah, he can be the Ravens. We can give him all the money for the Ravens offensive coordinator position.
Oh my God,
man! Why would he leave why would he make that lateral move?
Exactly.
Right.
How
would he do that?
Look, at this point,
that lateral move.
I'm not hearing the best things about Eric Bieniemy.
It's weird. It's really weird. It's really weird in the Chiefs camp.
Look, I'm taking somebody from either the Chiefs staff, 49ers, and being the Ravens offensive coordinator. One of them, somebody, quarterback coach, somebody is getting one of these jobs. Gotta be, because you gotta switch it up. You gotta switch it up.
I think for the Commanders, I think we should look into getting an offensive guy. I think we had our stint with defensive head coach. I think it may be time to switch it up. But let's go young. Like I'm over getting these old heads. Let's just try to get somebody young.
This ain't coaching related, but what's your mascot name again?
Well, while Cravante leaves, actually, Raj, I got something for that. Just stay there because this game. 65-7. Oh, joy.
Yes.
Ravens lose 27-16, but we knew that was going to happen. They play the Bengals again this weekend. Super wild card weekend. Rumors are Lamar may be back this week. That's the reason the game is on prime time. Part of it. How you feeling, brother?
I don't know actually how to feel, man. To be honest with you, I don't know how to feel about this. I'm glad we made the playoffs. I'm glad that the Ravens, went 10-7 this season. Last year we went 8-9. We missed the playoffs, and I'm so thankful, to be back, and to have another week of football with the Ravens. But the Ravens do have a shot. I said it about 3 weeks ago when they played in Atlanta. I said we have a shot, if Lamar Jackson's head is on straight, if he's healthy, if he's ready to go, we have a shot to win. And I still do think we have a shot. I think we have a good shot. We're playing the Cincinnati Bengals for a third time.
But it's funny to you. This funny to you, Byron, huh? It's funny to you, huh?
Look at the little piggy.
Just the host.
The little piggy. Oink oink. Anyway, you get me off track. Anyway, like I said before, we have a shot of doing something in the playoffs if Lamar Jackson comes back. We've seen the Cincinnati Bengals for a third time, and everybody thought that we was gonna get blown out yesterday, and they thought that the Ravens were gonna just take it easy and rest everybody, and probably rest a lot of the defensive players as well. But the defense was like, oh hell no, no. Even Calais Campbell went out there and played, and they all played well. After the 3-4 turnovers that we had, the defense played extremely well. They was hitting, they was letting Joe Burrow know we're gonna come for you. Get ready, and they showed up and they did a lot of good things out there that I liked. Now the offense was suspect as usual. They had the third string quarterback in there, Anthony Brown, and he made a couple of turnovers. But I also thought he made a couple of good plays in the second half. But I'm not afraid of the Cincinnati Bengals. We know what this team is about. We know exactly to what we know exactly to what to expect from them, especially their offensive air attack. We know we got to go against Chase and Higgins and Boyd and Mixon on the ground, and we know what to expect. So going into this game, this will probably be the best chance for the Ravens to win a playoff game, because I didn't see them beating Buffalo this week. I didn't see them beating Kansas City. Didn't want to see Jacksonville again because we know what that's about. So I think that playing the Bengals for a third time will give the Ravens their best chance of winning a playoff game. And I'm just thankful, like I said before, to be in this situation, because last year we was there, but with Lamar going down, we lost every single game after that. And you know how hard it is to get into the playoffs. It's damn near a struggle. Ask the Lions, ask the Jets, ask all these other teams that. Oh, we can ask the Commanders as well because they didn't make it. But it's just hard to make the postseason. So we can't take it for granted. Hope they bring all their weapons out on Sunday and hope Lamar is ready for the Sunday night game. And because this could be his last game as a Raven as well. So let's not take that for granted either.
Oh
so
boy.
So let's just get prepared. Let's get it cracking.
Yes. We'll be live after the game. Of course, late, but that's selfish reasons. Go ahead, Dre.
Appreciate my man P Dub for tuning in, by the way, man.
Shout out to Paul.
Hey, yo, Paul, what's up, man? It's
What up,
always
Paul?
one.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Pay Lamar Jackson. That's as simple as that's to me as simple as it comes. This Ravens team, though they've been up and down all season, have shown me that they can at least get to the AFC Championship game. We've been through the particulars of offense, defense when it comes to this team, but the bottom line, plaguing issue is that they need to pay Lamar Jackson. That is a cloud that is hovering over this organization, and until that cloud goes away, they're not going to me get over the hump. Unless this motivates Lamar, but I'm just not convinced at this point. If he didn't come back for that Pittsburgh game on Sunday night on New Year's Day on primetime television, I don't see this man coming back for the playoffs. Now he may come back to try to get his bag, but at the same time, he may be under the mentality of I'm not playing another down for the Baltimore Ravens because I've already gotten hurt. I'm not about to risk further injury without a contract. So I'm not sure of what he's thinking about, but I do know that if Lamar Jackson does play, the Ravens to me will win the game. If he doesn't play, they ain't a chance in hell. And that's just the honest truth.
We'll get to our picks in a second. Cravante, how you feeling, brother?
I agree with Dre, 100%. Lamar Jackson. First of all, I think the wildest thing you could do is put Lamar Jackson out there now. The boy ain't practicing over a month. That's a recipe to get hurt, right there. Is to not practice for a month. Think you can go through 1 week of practice and you ready for a playoff game? Everything's faster in the playoffs. It's a different game speed, and not to say that Lamar Jackson won't be able to keep up, but he ain't played in a month. I mean, he ain't practiced in a month. And I think that's the wildest thing to do. But the Ravens is all about business, all about the Ravens trying to win. And I understand that. But Lamar Jackson at this point should be all about Lamar Jackson. They have to give you what you asked for. You see what happens when I'm not in there, and you see what happens when I'm in there. You ain't nothing else for you to prove, Lamar. Because check this out: if he go out there and he stinks it up, he don't get that's a negative to him. That's a negative to him, like for negotiation purposes. That's a negative. And then even if he somehow pulls out a win, yeah, that's good for his bag. But I don't think he'll ever get credit for coming back because they're always going to bring up in negotiation. They're going to bring up his injuries. So, like Dre said, he already has an injury. Why risk further injury? And the injury was to his knee. If I'm Lamar, it's no way I'm going out. It's no way I'm going out there. No way. Now, unfortunately, that sucks for the Ravens. But Byron, from the sports betting standpoint, Bengals favored by almost a touchdown. That's telling me Lamar's probably not going to play. So, unfortunately, and yeah, I think it'll be a early exit, unfortunately, for the Ravens because I don't think Lamar is going to play, and I don't think he should play.
Maybe I'm being optimistic. I think he's going to play. I don't think they would have made this prime time unless they would have thought he was going to play because there's so many better games they could have put on if that's the case. But we shall see. Cavante, for one final time, for a little while, for the next couple weeks, we salute you, my brother, because we got to talk about the Commanders.
At ease, Goofies. At ease. Again, silver lining. 8-1. Somehow, even with 17 games, we find a way to go 8-8. Ah, damn it. We find a way to go 8-8. So it's not a losing season. And we kicked our rivals' ass in the last game with their starters in there. Boom. I'm cool. Even though it was no implications one way or another, it's always good to beat Dallas. Especially since they beat us early this year. We'll gladly take the split. But we, as I've been saying all year, we have more issues than a little bit. Obviously, I don't know if y'all know or not, but Daniel Snyder wasn't even in the building.
Really?
Nope. Which I'm gonna take it.
Jones was though.
And Daniel Snyder probably still made him pay for his own ice. So I'm gonna take it as a good thing since we are currently shopping the Commanders franchise. Him not being there, I'm gonna take that as a positive. So yes, positive. We're being shopped right now. Negative. I think it's time for Ron Rivera to go. I think it's time for Riverboat Ron to go. I think it's time for us to get with the new century. Come to the new century and get us some youth, not just on our team but in our coaching staff. And I just think the days of the old school defensive coordinator is just I don't think it's effective anymore. Now don't get me wrong. Mike Tomlin and Bill Belichick still going strong. Mike Tomlin still somehow found a way to get 9. Again, shout out to that brother. He's goddamn it. I can't wait to next month. Gonna salute him extra hard next month. And Bill Belichick, of course, he's finding it rough post Tom Brady, but I just think we gotta get some new blood, get innovative, and take the next step, especially offensively. We have a very, very young quarterback in Sam Howell, who also played well for that to be his first NFL game against, and it was Dallas, our arch rivals. That was a good sign moving forward. I would like somebody that's young, upcoming, innovative. I'm not saying we dip into college or anything, but We can look at some of these coordinators out here. Now, if I would go defense again, D'Amico Ryans would be a huge one. A huge one. But and he's young. He's young. Hot. He reminds me of Robert Saleh. I don't know what it is about 49ers. It's just contagious. When defensive coordinators over there, it's contagious. They pick it up and they go. They pick it up and they go. And we got some talent. You know what I'm saying? On our defense. But I'm over now. I'm not as low. I'm pretty low, but I'm not as low on Scott Turner as y'all are with Greg Roman. But nonetheless, he needs to go. He has no imagination either. And it's been reports coming out of Commanders camp that nobody's feeling his play calling. Honestly, I'm not feeling his play calling. I really never was. He's not good with mixing things up, and he always gets away from what works. So, I think Ron Rivera, I think everybody, Jack Del Rio, he can go too. So we go ahead and clean house. Bright spot, Chase Young's back. Even though he only played 3-4 games or whatever. He looks good, fresh, obviously, because he ain't played all year. But him getting back mentally is important. Like that's a huge investment that we made. We're probably gonna lose Deron Payne, and I hate that. I hate that for our defense because Deron Payne was arguably one of the best defenders in the league this year, quietly. One of the best defensive tackles all year behind Chris Jones in Kansas City. Because and Aaron Donald was absent this year, like the rest of the Rams were absent this year. I think right behind Chris Jones, Deron Payne was there, and he's going to break somebody's bank. And unfortunately, it's probably not going to be ours. I still love our young weapons on offense. Again, offensive line shambles. God, that's something we have to revisit this offseason, and linebacking core, one of the weakest in the NFL. So we'll go over me, Byron, and maybe you guys get together, and I have to do a video on my checklist, Commander checklist, going into the offseason. Some things I want to see, some things that I need to see, and hopefuls going into the next year.
Yeah, we're gonna get Cravante's list and check it twice. Talk about those commanders and see where the chips may fall for his team. Let's talk about this national championship real quick before we give game ball, not so game ball. I mean, I don't know. Anybody got any thoughts? I don't know who wants to go first.
As I say, this might be the most embarrassing national championship game I've ever. Yeah,
it is. Anybody want to go before I chime in?
That's my sentiments. That's my statement. I think this is trash. I hated every bit of Alabama not making it, to the Final Four. This is a disgrace for, the NCAA. Very embarrassing. We look forward to this every year. It's like the Super Bowl, like the NBA playoffs, like MLB. And it's just, this is disgusting, man. I've never seen a national championship game where a team got their asses whipped 65-7. I heard about that like maybe 40 years ago when the Broncos used to get their asses whipped in the 80s in the Super Bowls, but not in the damn national championship game.
Hey, the Redskins gave one of them whoopings.
Yeah, Redskins was one of them whoopings as well. But TCU is not known for going to no national championship games. I've never heard of TCU getting there before, and they probably will never get there again after today. This is a one and done situation for them, for their school. But congrats to them for making it. But when you get to that last level, man, you got to show up, man. And they didn't even make it off the bus. So this is a disgrace. This is disgusting. Shout out to the national championship, Georgia Bulldogs. I guess they earned it, because of that missed kick, thanks to Ohio State. But yeah, man, very disgusted, very disappointed. I was kind of looking forward to this somewhat, but once Michigan lost, I was like, I don't even know, man. But shout out to the Bulldogs.
Go ahead, Dre.
Though, shout out to Georgia on another national championship game. You know how me and Raj feel about ass whoopings, so I'm kind of low key enjoying this. But I mean, at the same time, like Karante said, watch out, because right now, people kept saying that they wanted more playoff caliber teams, and this bull job happened. So I don't know. But even before the national championship game, some great news happened in the world of college football.
This kid is a gamer. He's a caller. He's a playmaker and a shot caller. In case you didn't know, I got T-Bone. He shattered the ball, and all he does
He do is win. All he do is win.
I got T-Bone. He shattered the ball, and all he does is win. All he does is unleash. T-Bone, let him go. It's time. Let him play. Let him play. Unleash. T-Bone, let him go. It's time. Let him play.
Go ahead, Raj.
Byron, do something.
Hey.
Don't put it on me.
Hey, like that caller. Unleash him.
That's right. Unleash.
Unleash him.
Unleash.
Unleash, because Tim Tebow, ladies and gentlemen, is now in the College Football Hall of Fame. He got in right before the college national championship game. So congrats to my boy Tim Tebow, or as we would say, Tebow. Oh, Tebow. Oh, yes, because he's in.
That's
That
right.
actually was more entertaining than the entire game, Dre. Thank you.
Yes, it was. Shout out to Skip Bayless too, by the way.
Man, that era was classic. That was classic. But like you couldn't make that stuff up about
No,
Tim
you
Tebow
couldn't. You definitely couldn't.
and
couldn't.
Stephen A. Man, oh man, what a time to be alive. But that was honestly the best thing, I think, because this game was a blowout. Like this one of them games, it's over before it even starts.
Yeah, they ain't get off the bus. That's my line, baby. When they ain't get off, they did not get off the bus.
So that's all.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Cravante? Last thought before we get the game ball, not so game ball.
Again, congrats to Tim Tebow for making the College Football Hall of Fame, because he had no shot at making the NFL Hall of Fame. I tell you guys,
He should be in the NFL Hall of Fame.
I tell you that much. But he was that guy. He was definitely that guy in college. But that's where it died. But congrats to him. My heavens, I was hoping TCU would cover. Now, I said before, there's always a blowout somewhere. And when we didn't get in the semifinals, I was concerned. I was absolutely concerned. Again, Georgia been there, done that. TCU new to the game. They don't know nothing about national championship. And Georgia's like, yeah, we do this. Like Michigan. And who knows? They probably did this to Michigan too. Not 7, but who knows? They probably would have dogged Michigan too. But probably not this bad. Because
I don't think so, bro. I don't think so for real.
I don't know. But who knows? But this is something that's concerning moving forward. That I know I was talking about. We were all talking about when we heard the college football playoffs were going to expand. This is a possibility, and we're only doing the top 4 teams right now, and we're still getting at least one blowout in the playoffs. So we put in lesser competition. What do you think is going to happen? And they're still going to play high low until they get to the middle, and then the middle play each other. Like that's how it's going to be. And when you put these lesser teams that, like Raj, they don't know nothing about no college football championship. TCU made it to a 4. Who you think gonna make it at 8?
Maryland.
Oh my heavens. My heavens. And get dog walked.
Destroyed.
We don't want that. Half the playoffs gonna be blowouts. But we'll see. We'll see how it transpires. But my heavens, this game was terrible. This
might be a wake up call. That's what this might be.
Yeah. From the word go, from the word kickoff, it was bad from the very get go. TCU ain't wake up. They ain't get off the bus, and it's unfortunate because that's the sour taste that's gonna be left in our mouths.
Oh yeah.
Until the season starts again. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's gonna be a blowout, put it in the semis. Put them in the semis. We want to see a good last game. Just like the Super Bowl. When there's a blowout in the Super Bowl, we like, God damn. But it is what it's unfortunate. I thought TCU would put up a better fight because TCU put up a lot of points all year, but Georgia just proved how superior their defense was and is, and they're going to put some people. Matter of fact, what's the guy's name? Is Jalen Carter?
Jalen Carter.
He's the defensive tackle for the Bulldogs. He's probably going top 10. He's a bad dude. He's probably going top 10. But yeah,
and Bennett might get drafted now just off of this.
Who's that?
Stetson Bennett might get drafted.
Well, they had him projected low in the draft. I'm talking like 5, 6, 7. So maybe he boosted his own stock. Maybe he could possibly get into the 3rd or 4th round now,
or 2nd round.
Ooh,
he might be the next Kenny Pickett. Who knows? You never know.
Who knows? Right.
Hey, the Ravens might need to draft a backup quarterback this draft as well, but we don't want to have a conversation right now. Anyway, let's get to game ball, not so game ball. Dre, I'm gonna start with you, brother. Final regular season week of the season.
All right, my not so game ball has to go to the Texans because similar to the Jets, you had the number 1 pick, and then you decided to win. I don't know why. I know Lovie Smith told you, y'all are professionals, go out there and win, but I don't think he actually meant to actually win. But
he said it because he had to say it.
So I don't understand that because the Bears ain't gonna know what to do with that number 1 pick, and you got your quarterback. So just stupid all around. So that's my not so game ball. But surprisingly, my game ball, and you know what? It's going to be all in one. Ladies and gentlemen, on Thursday was the Founders Day for the greatest fraternity known to mankind as Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. So I would like to give my game ball to Mike Tomlin on another winning season because Mike Tomlin is also one of my frat brothers. So shout out to that good brother over there and what he's able to do. This may be the first and only time I ever give the Pittsburgh Steelers the game ball, but I have to give Mike Tomlin credit where credit is due because he has not had a losing season in about 15 years, over 15 years. So shout out to Mike Tomlin for what he was able to do this past season because this was huge in doubt of whether or not he was going to be able to win this season, and he did.
Go ahead, Raj.
Alpha Kappa Psi
Foundation. Shut up and give the goddamn game ball and not game ball.
All right, let me give the game ball and not so game ball. My game ball goes to the goes to the Detroit Lions. You know, for pulling it out. Although they didn't make the playoffs, they had a very good season. They started off 1-6, and they fought their way, you know, back into the playoff scene. They fought hard for Dan Campbell. Every time I see this team, they're progressing. So next year, I expect them to make the playoffs. I expect them to be a way better team. Um, right now, the sky's the limit for the Detroit Pistons. I mean, Detroit Lions, and they're going to be, you know, just as good as any other team. When I saw game ball is in the same game, has to go to the Green Bay Packers. My God, man, you had one chance, one opportunity. You know, they was up and down the whole season. And then A-Rod, you thought, you know, everybody on this panel picked the Packers to win. They was like, you know what? They're going to win this game. They're going to make the playoffs. And then they came up short as I don't know what, man. A-Rod looks done. And I hate to say that. He looks terrible. He looks done. And I'm not sure if he's coming back next season with the Green Bay Packers or if he's going to just
You see how
retire.
much money he about to get paid?
They owe him $30 million, I believe, either way. So
Possibly up to $50 million. Heck, I don't think he's retired.
If he doesn't, if he does, it doesn't matter. To be honest with you, I think he's on a decline. And I hate to say that, but yeah, Green Bay just couldn't get it done, and they get my not so game ball. So there you go.
Just
now,
think of
look,
the Lions.
He'll get goofy the year if he turns down that much money. I'm sorry, I don't care who you talking to. Shoot,
He's a moody guy. He's a moody guy.
I come back for that much money. I'll bring it back one more again.
Detroit 5-1 in the division, by the way, so almost undefeated. 1-6. If they just would have beat Carolina, remember they lost to Carolina, and if they would have beat Carolina, they probably in the playoffs. Cavante, I need you to find out what are the odds on the Lions winning the NFC North, because I'm putting my money on them to win the North right now, heading into next year, and they come to Baltimore next year, Raj, to play the Ravens. I might have to go to that game. I'm very scared as well. Jared Goff looks like Jared Goff. Cavante start low and high, but yeah, we're gonna get those odds. We all put $20.
No, for sure.
Might come up.
They'll be up a week after the Super Bowl. Not so game ball. So okay, start low and high. So my not so game ball is gotta be the Dallas Cowboys, man. I can't preach this enough. I have seen this movie and I've read this book. At some point towards the end of the season, usually after Thanksgiving, the Cowboys will cowboy. Now, granted, this last game did not mean much as far as playoff implications, but one thing you don't want for, motivational purposes is to limp into the playoffs or look bad going into the playoffs because there's no motivational momentum purposes. Not good. You played your starters, and Dak, he's looking like a turnover machine, and they're favored in this game against Tom Brady and Tampa Bay. I don't like it. I do not like it moving forward. But yeah, Dallas Cowboys limping into the playoffs. My game ball, man. I got two, yo. All right, so honorable mention. How
do?
Put me back. God damn it. I say put him on. Give the goddamn Joe Burrow cigar. Honorable mention, Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll should get Coach of the Year. The job he's done with the New York Giants in year one is something to applaud. And I was a fan before the season. I was a fan of Kevin O'Connell, who should also get some votes. He just had two really, really ugly losses this year where they gave up 40 burgers twice. to the Packers and to the Cowboys. So those are very, very ugly losses. But to come in year one and get how many wins the Vikings got? 12?
Yeah, 12.
That's pretty damn good for a first year head coach. But Brian Daboll with the Giants, I thought they was gonna be a bottom feeder, and not only they're not a bottom feeder, they're in the playoffs. And aren't they playing the Vikings?
They play the Vikings, and I
Oh
don't know.
boy,
This could be interesting, Gravante.
this could be interesting. Absolutely,
they play earlier, and I think they will cover if anything.
for sure. But my game ball is gonna go to, and I don't remember which one of you brothers said. I think it was you, Byron. Jacksonville Jaguars, man. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Smile for Mr. Khan, everybody. Thank you.
Hey, man, send free stuff always.
Yes, please. We cover you.
Jacksonville Jaguars for what they've been able to do. Shout out to Dougie P. Getting Trevor Lawrence together, and now Trevor Lawrence looked like he's about to shoot up to the stars, like we know him to be. And for them to go on that late run and just storm and beat the Titans for the division is crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Oh, that's crazy, Eric.
Now it's funny because Trevor Lawrence, what's this, year 2?
Year 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes it to the playoffs. So this is his first year in the playoffs, and he's going up against another quarterback who's first year in the playoffs. So as far as the experience factor, it's pretty even.
I think this is the most even game of the week in Cravante. It's 50-50.
Yeah.
It's basically 1 point spread. It's basically a pick.
Yep. So basically a pick 'em. So
any team could probably win this game.
And it should be. And it absolutely should be. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them in the first round of playoffs.
And the way the AFC South is looking with Houston and Indy and Tennessee, the Jaguars might own this division for the next few years, especially considering the talent they have that's only going to get better.
Yeah. Hey, get that boy. ETN looks like he's the running back for them.
You know,
and they just need a number one. They need a number one receiver.
You know, we cover you every Wednesday. Your product, Tony Khan. We know you own and your family own the Jaguars. Send us some free stuff. Your next pay-per-view is literally the day before my birthday. So send me a press pass. Thank you. Appreciate you in advance. Flexon1@gmail.com. Let's get to the picks of the weekend. Super wildcard weekend, because there's an extra game now. But before we get to that, Jersey Dre, I think you have the regular season picks results, my brother, as you're smoking on your cigar.
Yes, I do. I do. In last place, Byron, it was you at 179, 101, and 2. Cravante, you come in second place, 180, 102. And ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time in the history of the Flex Zone, there's a tie for the picks. Uncle Raj and myself are tied at 183, 96, and 2.
What? Ain't this a bitch?
So I think the playoffs should decide it. I think we should add in the playoffs, and the playoffs should decide it.
Are you serious?
We don't do ties. This ain't the NFL. We don't do ties here.
I didn't expect for him to say that, but
nah, because he was riding high for a while, man.
Man, damn it. No.
Just add the playoff scores in that, man. Just add the
Damn,
playoff.
I was only three. You said I was only three behind? Damn.
Yeah,
I was only 4 behind.
That's crazy. Yo, we made it close, yo. Because Rod, by week 8, week 9, Rod was killing.
I told you it was close, man.
It was that last week that got me.
And actually, I think Byron actually may have beaten us had he just not taken a swing at some teams. He was taking a gamble. I wasn't mad at the brother, but yeah, I think that's the only way to determine the winners. We have to go all the way through, gentlemen. So yeah, but right now it is a tie for the regular season between me and Raj.
Well, this separates the men from the boys. The playoffs. You know what gets crazy in the playoffs. Let's get to it and let's get these picks as we got co-champions with the picks. Saturday, 4:30 on Fox, Seattle at San Francisco, fellas.
San Fran.
Not the darn.
I do wish this was Green Bay because I might have went out on a limb and actually picked Green Bay because I think Purdy's going to come back to life, but San Francisco probably going to hammer time. Might be hammer time. I think the spread is what, 10? It's like 10?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I hate 10-point spreads, but they'll fuck around and cover. Because they covered in week 18. I forgot who they played?
They played Arizona, I think.
They and washed them. My heavens, it wasn't close.
Gene
But,
Malenko, Raj.
Yeah, he'll turn to a man for 1,000 turnovers. Yeah, I think it's coming. Shout out to him for having a great regular season.
He is going to win comeback player of the year, though.
Yeah.
Gino?
Yeah, I think we all going 49ers, right? Unanimous?
Yeah, 49ers.
Yeah.
Saturday night, this should be good on NBC. Chargers, Jaguars. As we mentioned, probably the toughest game of the weekend to pick, in my opinion.
I ain't gonna hold y'all. And personal, I should take my personal out of it, but I don't like Brandon Staley.
I don't either.
I've been saying that since he got the job because he had no experience and he was year one as a defensive coordinator under Sean McVay and got a head coach. And I thought that was absolute BS. And for him to be with Justin Herbert this long and just now making the playoffs is absurd. And Mike Williams. I'm not sure if he's going to play or not. And also, Brandon Staley being dumb, having all of his starters in that late is just dumb.
I'm with you.
But I'm gonna go with Trevor Lawrence and Dougie P.
I am too.
And also, the experience is even, so I feel okay going. I don't feel like I'm going out on a limb picking the Jaguars.
No, you're not. Dougie P's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did win a Super Bowl.
I think I'm going with the Jags as well. So I mean, is the whole team going with the Jags?
No.
Before the season, I did pick the Eagles and the Chargers to play in the Super Bowl. So my picks are still alive. And I think the Chargers are still the team out of all the wild card teams that are probably the toughest out, at least in the AFC. We could talk NFC, AFC, but I just think Herbert. I think their I don't know. I think Bosa got banged up too, Cravante, speaking of Goofy.
I think Derwin James, everybody, they did all the heavy hitters. Like, it's dumb.
I'm going to just go against y'all. I'm going to pick the Chargers because they were my Super Bowl pick. So I'm going to roll with them one more week. I hope this could go either way. This could be any team wins. But I'm going to go Chargers.
With them.
Yeah, I'm going to ride with them. All right, let's get to the Sunday slate. 1 o'clock. Miami against Buffalo, 1 o'clock on CBS. I don't think Tua's playing.
Buffalo.
10.5.
Yeah,
everybody just already know what it is.
Yeah, okay. Hammer time.
All right, I'm sure Tua's not playing, right?
No.
Yeah.
New York Giants at Minnesota Vikings, 4:30 on Fox. This will be an interesting game.
Man.
It's not prime time, Cravante. It's just the early evening.
I'm going to pick the Vikings.
I'm rolling with the Vikings as well.
It's funny. The point spread is at 3. Because I want to say the Giants will cover, but I'm kind of be saying that they'll win. Ooh. I don't want the Giants to win. I'm gonna roll the Vikings, but I can see the Giants winning this game.
I can too.
I'll say that.
I'm not going to go crazy.
I think we all agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Vikings because I thought they were a team that could at least possibly make the conference championship for the season because I thought they had all the talent. But they're at home, so AJ, CJ, that helps you guys, so you guys can score and all that stuff. So I think the Vikings win. Close game though. I think it'll be a low scoring game. Low scoring, tough game. Sunday.
That's 48.
Yeah. Sunday night, Ravens, Bengals, NBC, 8:15.
Like I said, I don't think Lamar is going to play nor should play. I'm going with the Bengals.
I'm picking the Ravens. I'll just say it. I'm picking the Ravens. I don't know how.
I'm gonna go out on.
I don't know how.
It's weird because as of today, we don't know. And
I think Lamar practices tomorrow. If not, definitely by Wednesday. But I think he practices tomorrow. I think that'll be the news of the day.
And that all depends because I want to pick the Ravens too. I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say the Ravens. I'm not mad at y'all if Lamar doesn't play and then y'all say the Bengals. To me, he's the X factor.
But yeah, if Lamar doesn't play,
they're gonna
I'm
win.
definitely picking the Bengals. But I'm gonna go Ravens for now.
Okay.
Well, it comes down to me now, doesn't it, gentlemen?
Mhm.
I'm gonna say it like this: if Lamar plays, the Bengals win. If Lamar doesn't play, the Bengals win. So guess what? The
Just like
Bengals will win either way because I don't see the Ravens beating them.
Raj,
just
don't you want one more week of Ravens post game?
I would love one more week.
we would love it.
Listen,
Trip to the tribal chief to see the tribal chief in Kansas City.
Listen to me. I would love
So
that.
facetious. You hear him?
But I don't trust this defense. I don't trust this defense. They showing me time and time again that they can't get it done. Huh?
You trust the offense? You trust the offense?
No, I don't trust the offense either. But if they do get a lead, do you think they're going to keep it?
Yes.
No, they're not. So
if they get a lead, but I think it'll be close.
No, they're not getting it. No. It's going to be a close game, and they might get the lead in the fourth quarter. But we know where that's going to happen. What's going to happen? They're going to screw it up, and they're going to give it up. So I got to go with the Bengals. Now they can prove me wrong, but I'm going with the Bengals.
Please prove them wrong. We want one more week of post game. We love the post game show here. And Monday night, Dallas and Tampa Bay on ESPN and ABC. Monday night.
Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. As bad as the Buccaneers have looked, and as bad as the Buccaneers have been playing this year, they gonna beat the Cowboys. They gonna beat them. So Dak Prescott gonna get that ball up. Ooh, he got a cowboy hat on. Uh-oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy.
You picking the Bucks?
Yep.
Just need to go ahead and light it, brother. Let's go ahead and light it. I know you're in the house being respectful, brother.
I'm gonna pick one last time. How about them Dallas Cowboys? I'm rolling with the Cowboys on this one. Yeehaw!
Hey Dre, do you want to hear something now? This particular stat, Tom Brady is 7-0 against them Cowboys. Do you think he's going to lose next on Monday night to the Cowboys? It's not happening, brother. It's not happening. He's going to be 8-0 after Monday night. And I can't wait because I'm going to laugh. And I'm going to laugh very, really, really, really hard when they lose again. Yes. And I can't wait till they show those to those people that was in the stands last year of all those sad Cowboys faces. Can't wait. Because it's going to happen again.
So wait a minute. Everybody's saying the Cowboys but me?
No, what Byron say?
He ain't say nothing yet.
Come on, man. The greatest white man.
I don't like that stat. Oh, he's 7-0. He never lost to this team.
He's not losing.
Get him out of there. Tampa's not a really good team.
They're
not. But neither are the Cowboys, though. They're not good either.
It'll be just like the Cowboys to show up in a game like this and win. You know what, Dre? Dre, I'm gonna go with you, brother. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
Go with them Cowboys.
I think their defense, if their defense shows up and they take the ball out of Dak's hands, run the ball, they have a shot. Micah Parsons got to show up though. He's been kind of quiet lately.
Yeah.
Take the ball out of Dak's hands.
Yeah, you got two good running backs.
So?
And you still have Dak throw that ball. We pay you all that money ball.
You got some receivers too, but he keeps throwing to the other team. But thankfully, Tampa's defense ain't that good though. The Commanders' defense is actually better than Tampa's defense, but that's a whole nother story for another day. That wraps up our wild card weekend pick. So we shall see some different picks, some same picks. So we'll see how it is after this week. It'll be interesting. I want one more week of Ravens post game show. At least one more week.
It is chocolate, but I think the Ravens will be taking the L, brother.
I think it'll be a low scoring game too. I don't think it's gonna be a lot of points in that game. I think it's gonna be like a.
It probably won't be. It probably be like a 1-score game, and they'll be and the Ravens will be reaching, but they just not gonna be able to get it done.
Yeah, I don't know. Let us know.
Here's another one. Here's another one before we get it done.
Mm.
Greg Roman's gonna call a stupid play.
Oh, he does that every week. I'm not.
He might do a couple.
Yeah, he does that every week. Like this week at the 1 yard line. I don't know what he. And don't get me started. With that being said, let's get ready to get out of here. But before we do, it's time for Cavante's Goofies of the week. Cavante, also, we did a great recap of the year of 2022 in the world of goofiness. You want to let the people know about that as I get our good friend Goofy queued up as well.
For sure. So welcome, good people, to Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone. Appreciate you guys for giving me a little bit of time. So let me tell the good people what I thought was goofy this week. We had a video. The video is out for my Goofies of the year of 2022. Newsflash: the Commanders on there. But I think it's funny and very, very interesting, the ones I chose. So yes, please go check that out after you hear this. So I have two cards. I have two levels of goofiness. We have I can't say the Falcons. Oh, look who came to the party. My man Goofy himself. So I have two levels of goofiness. We have high level goofiness, which is red, and we have low level goofiness, which is green. The green level of goofiness is usually just funny. We laugh, we smile, we kiki, and then we move on in the hopes that it doesn't turn into a high level goofy. And but when it does, we have to pull out our red cards. We call it Cardinal Red. Cardinal Sin Red. This is the goofiness that we have to have a meeting. We have to figure out what's going on. We have to make sure this doesn't happen again. And kind of like, the annual owners meeting, we got to figure out what's wrong. We got to figure out what's wrong and find a way to make more money off of it. But it's wrong and it shouldn't happen. Cardinal Red and Jet Green or Packer Green for the low level goofiness. So it's kind of funny. I said Jet Green because that is who I'm going to shine light on with being goofy. And it's really, I just thought about this, and it's not even about anything necessarily that they did this week. I mean, they did lose, so I mean, we could do that. But to make Goofies of the Week, they made my Goofies of the Week because looking back to the that was a 2020 draft, I believe, when Trevor Lawrence and the other four quarterbacks came in. And the New York Jets had the first round pick, was in line for the first round pick the entire year. And in the last couple games, they won and end up allowing the Jaguars to overtake the number 1 seed, and they took the number 2 seed. And not even 2 years later. So before I get there, the New York Jets missed out because they wanted to win 2 meaningless games. They missed out on Trevor Lawrence. And for those that don't know, Trevor Lawrence, quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars. For Zach Wilson. And not even 2 years down the line, the Jacksonville Jaguars are in the playoffs, led by none other than Trevor Lawrence. and the Jets are in the same damn spot they were in when they picked Zach Wilson the same year they messed up and won those two meaningless games and kicked themselves out of the running for Zach Wilson. And not only is Zach Wilson not messing up, they passed on Justin Fields. Zach Wilson probably won't even be on this team next year. This is what happens when you strike out and you have a top 3 or top 5 pick. And well, when you strike out specifically at quarterback, you go nowhere. You almost set your organization back. But when you strike out like that, not even 2-3 years into the young man's career, you figure out, we might have messed this one up. But knowing the Jets, they're not going to admit fault. And they're probably just going to continue to push Zach Wilson in as if he's the starter. But that's poor. It's a poor organization making poor decisions. Trust me, I know all about poor organizations making very poor decisions. And the Jets and Commanders are right on par with one another. But the Jets' residual goofiness is the reason why they are where they have always been. Even when they look good, it was like, they're still the Jets, though. And it's just funny. Residual goofiness is now a thing that I've made. And the Jets are that. They're continuing to invest in goofiness, and goofiness continues to shine its light on the great city of New York / New Jersey in the Meadowlands. But not for the Giants, for the New York Jets. Hey, at least 2 out of 3 teams in New York are playing well, right? I guess. But then now it also turns, and now we turn around and see the damn Houston Texans do the very same thing. Be in line for that first round pick the entire year, and you win a couple meaningless games, and now you're the second overall pick instead of the first. You could have had your pick of Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, but it's not all bad because you get one of them. But the Jets, not only did they be goofy and miss out on the first round pick, they made the wrong pick. I don't think CJ Stroud or Bryce Young will be busts. I think both of them will have great careers. But when you have the number overall pick, it's much better than having the second. When you still looking for your quarterback. But as you can see the trend here, poor organizations making very poor decisions. And throwing the Texans, just like the Jets, poor on top of poor. The only difference is the Jets still holding on to their head coach. So yeah, those are my 1.5, I guess, goofies, which equal to a high level goofiness because it is a cardinal sin to be jet green. So yes, that is the New York Jets with a minor in the Houston Texans for my goofies of the week and their residual goofiness. And y'all know my line. There's a thin line between goofy and great. And both these organizations are on the wrong end of it. They got to do better.
Gosh, something wrong here.
Yes, if you guys haven't already, check out our Goofies of the Year. And always let us know your Goofy of the Week, as Cravante will be on top of it, even as football season heads into the playoffs and we ramp up towards the Super Bowl as well. Drizzy Dre, next week we keep the train rolling Was it on MLK Day, right?
Yes,
We'll be
sir.
celebrating Dr. King and
Yep.
episode 376 and let the people know what's going on. And I don't know if you had an announcement or something. I don't know.
It was the Tebow thing.
Oh,
More man, the usual, more great discussion, content. Like you said, we give you sports how you want it when you need it.
yes. And how can they start the day with a cup of joy as well, my brother?
7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Good morning, Baltimore and WEAA.
Big Raj, social media, YouTube is popping. Much thanks to you, of course. Let the people know what's going on this week and how to keep up with us and what's coming up.
Well, if you're new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We got AEW Dynamite on Wednesday with the crew. Ravens preview for this Ravens and Bengals game again. It's a Sunday night special. We're doing a lot, of course, post-game show after the game on Sunday night. So stay tuned for that. And of course, the live show next Monday, as Dre said. It'll be MLK Day. We'll, praise MLK and, talk about what's going on that day in sports. I'm pretty sure a lot of NBA games will be on as well.
Oh, yes.
Did the Lakers win tonight or they lost?
Well, LeBron didn't play, so they lost.
Yeah.
But Anthony Davis will be making his return very soon. And Kevin Durant will be making his exit for a month. But
Steph
just
is coming.
Sprain.
Yes, the light-skinned Lothario, Steph Curry, will be playing very soon as well. So yes, a lot of stuff is coming, a lot of news, a lot of sports, and and like y'all said, the greatness of Brady, will be shining on Monday night, hopefully. But anyway, that's another topic for another discussion, and we'll talk about it more next Monday. So, that's where we're going, baby.
Yes, Royal Rumble's coming up soon. We may get Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné this week on AEW, so join us for that big week of content. Hopefully, more Ravens post-game shows to come. We'll see. And
we'll see.
Only place give me sports how you want it, fellas.
When you
Check
out that Cavante's Goofies of the Year and look for that Commander's Checklist coming soon as well. We'll get that out to you real soon. And check us out, flexon1@gmail.com, flexon1 on Twitter and Instagram, flexon podcast on TikTok, flexon1, Cash App, Super Chatters. Don't forget to check the Fanatics link. Check it out. And of course, episode 376 next week. We'll be live a little bit after 10 p.m. talking Wildcard Weekend recap and looking forward to the divisional round as well. For Dre, Big Raj, Cravante, and myself, God's favorite hosts, signing out, episode 376. Appreciate you. Executive producer Andre Mel, senior producer Cravante Hurd, and social media producer Big Raj himself. Social producer yours truly. Thank you for all the comments, love, support. Vote on the poll if you haven't already. Hit the like button. And have a great night, everybody. We gone. Peace.
Peace.
We gone.